Okay, so what we're going to talk about now is the kind of elaborating on the elevator and escalator concept. So within your body, if you're shifting your weight from side to side or forward and backward, you want to have a sense of which side you're really shifting your weight to. That is your elevator side. So when you shift to, say, my right side here, I'm going to stretch tall through the crown of my head, and I'm going to imagine like lifting straight up to support so that I'm not leaning over and losing balance and control. Gravity and leverage are going to take hold here and pull me to the ground. So I want to shift and lift like we talked about before. Meanwhile, your other side is going to come up and across like this diagonal. This is the escalator effect, and I'm going to anchor through that heel. Wherever I'm going, I'm always anchoring back through there. So I have control to go this way, but also I can pull back this way as need be. Especially if I start to tip, I can pull myself back and stabilize. Same thing when I'm walking, I'm kind of coming up and through. This side's my front leg's my elevator, my back leg is driving through at an angle. And you almost want to think about your pivoting around in some respect of this kind of almost pole or like a dowel rod here, kind of coming around and pivoting, but I'm driving through, okay? So I'm going to use this band for a little bit of resistance so I can really feel this better. So resistance usually helps for feedback. So this is a lighter band, it's not a ton, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift and lift, and I'm going to imagine like almost if I'm holding a box here or a milk crate, I'm going to kind of lift it across here. But I want to think this side is my elevator side, this side is my escalator side. So it's not necessarily that I want to tip that thing, but this is more for demonstration. Through my body, the force is like this, like at an angle here, straight up here, but I may be holding that thing level. So I just got to think about the flow through the body here more versus keeping that crate level. You can expand into that as you get more comfortable with this idea. Shifting, lifting with that twist and that spiral. Again, this diagonal on a two-dimensional drawing would turn into a spiral three-dimensionally because of the rotation. Shift and lift. If I'm walking, shift and lift with that twist, that spiral. Shift and lift with that twist, that spiral. Or even if I'm sitting, if I tend to collapse one way or the other, I may need to build my awareness of that so I can think, okay, if I'm kind of coming over this way or coming over that way, which way feels more challenging for me? For me personally, my left I can tell is a little bit harder than on my right. So I know when I collapse, I probably collapse like this over to my right, and I'm not loading my left. So I got to get more used to that. Loading and kind of really, that's where you hinge at the hip there too, to really set yourself through that left side, because it's just too easy to kind of collapse or come down that escalator, kind of collapsing over on that side. Just reinforce no matter what you're doing, sitting, standing, walking, etc. Lifting.